Now, it's been alleged that the site, the federal agents who shut down the Silk Road on October 2nd, 2014, shut it down for good, right? Wrong. There are many Silk Road copycats that exist, and some of whom have already come and gone, but they will continue. The idea is not going away, and now there's even a new idea. This is so seditious. It's called Open Bazaar, and I should probably just do a quick Google search just for Open Bazaar just so I don't screw it up. But the idea is that it's a decentralized marketplace, and here, let's see. It's an open source. They've got a little about page. It's an open source project to create a decentralized network for commerce online using Bitcoin that has no fees and cannot be censored. Here's a little screenshot from their website. Here it is, openbazaar.org. And we've got a clip. Let's play this clip.
Old becomes new again. Long ago, bazaars were the center of trade. People interacted with each other directly in their local marketplace. There were no middlemen telling them what to sell, how much to charge, how to pay. But we live in a different era. Even though the internet is global, governments and corporations are restricting free trade. They collect your data and violate your privacy. They censor transactions and take their own cut. It's time to take control back. Open Bazaar is a free and open marketplace for the digital age. No censorship, no fees, no middlemen, just the freedom to exchange directly with each other. We need you to help us achieve that vision. You can donate Bitcoin to this address, or help us build the bazaar at our GitHub. Let's make trade free globally. It's about time.
Boy, that's the closest thing to world peace that I could ever imagine. The government's finally out of the picture of playing the middleman, orchestrating how much you can make. Like what we talked about at the first story, minimum wage. I mean, why should the government tell employers that I'm going to throw you in a cage if you if you pay your employees $7 an hour instead of $7.25 an hour? I mean, why should employers go to a cage for that? They're paying good money, and you would think that they're negotiating with their employers. The employees don't have to work any particular place. They go in and apply for a job, and if they're applying for a job and saying, hey, I'm willing to work for $7 an hour, I realize it's less than minimum wage, but that's what I'm willing to work for so that you give me the job over someone else, well, hey, they've just undercut and won. Anyway, I would like to see a decentralized marketplace because governments, whether you accept this fact or not, it is a fact that when they are intruding, they are using violence or threats thereof to say, hey, you better pay $15 an hour minimum wage or I'm going to throw you in a cage. That's the end result, right? Obviously, they're not going to do that at first. That's why so few people can see the gun in the room. Oh, if you don't pay taxes, no, nothing happens. You get a letter at your door and they just send you a fine. Yeah, well, what happens if you don't pay that? Huh? Increasing threats until eventually the threat of death. Don't believe me? What do you think happens when you try and outrun the cops? When you try and resist when the feds come to your door and say, hey, you're not paying your employees the right amount. We mandated that you pay them 25 cents more per hour than you're paying them. Now you're coming with us. Well, you say, no thanks, I'm not coming with you. You will be beaten. You will be dragged into jail or you'll be shot. So I don't want anything like that to exist in the world. I'd like to see free people able to freely exchange without any middlemen getting in the way. Those middlemen calling themselves government. I don't want it. All right, so this is great. Open Bazaar, they've got a blog. You can also test out their beta version. It is online. And contact them. Project at openbazaar.org. This is brilliant. I want to be a part of it. You can send them Bitcoin. Here is their Bitcoin address once again. It's being shown up on screen. So if you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can take a look at that later. Our YouTube address is youtube.com/PeaceTalk. Peace News Now. Pretty easy to remember. All right, let's return to the story about Charlie Shrem, and let's see what happens. So not only Charlie Shrem, but remember Failla, one of the people who was running a Bitcoin exchange on the Silk Road in December 2011 until the site shut down. He allegedly violated federal law by failing to register with the Treasury Department as a money-transmitting business. So what did he do? He exchanged customers' cash for Bitcoin through Shrem's company. So people said, hey, I have cash, and I want Bitcoin. How do I do it? Well, you can do it any number of ways. One of them was through BitInstant.com, and one of them was through Failla, who it looks like he was saying, oh, you don't have Bitcoin? You're going to need that to operate or to buy things on the Silk Road, so I will exchange it for you. And he did that through Shrem's business. What's the crime in that? I don't see it. Who's the victim? Shrem is a well-known figure in the Bitcoin community. Until his indictment in January, he was vice president of the Bitcoin Foundation, a trade group that promotes Bitcoin as an alternative currency. In his bio on the foundation's website, Shrem is described as using his position in both the old world banking and new alternative currency world to help pave the way for the Bitcoin economy to emerge in early 2011. Indeed, he did. BitInstant.com, one of the earliest Bitcoin businesses, drew interest and investment from the tech-savvy Winklevoss twins. The brothers Winklevoss Capital had invested money into the business, but they say they had no active role in the company. Just a way to say, oh, we had nothing about what was going on here. We didn't know freedom existed at this place. We're sorry. We don't want any freedom. Sorry, government.